Welcome back, full-time movie fans.
First thing I do is
Hello.
cough.
I know. Welcome. He's not sick, I promise. Although he did decide to get his knees all out for y'all today.
I'm pretty sick.
Okay. So guys, please don't be too distracted by the sexy knees. We've got a very serious movie to talk about.
Yeah.
It's not funny at all.
The Emoji Movie.
It's just, yes, it's the top movie, one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And we're going to spend a whole hour talking about the Emoji Movie.
Which is longer than anyone I think has ever talked about the Emoji Movie.
It's not as long as the Emoji Movie.
Even doing production.
No, false. Please don't leave. We're not talking about the Emoji Movie. We may never talk about the Emoji Movie.
I'm so in for it. You have no
but-
idea. I'm so
Dude,
down.
this is actually a movie you've seen that I haven't.
Yeah, the Emoji Movie.
Today, we've got something very special.
Yep.
Before we get into that,
More special.
introductions, as usual. I'm your host. Call me Jarvis. This is Michael. Last name,
Fired James Gunn.
yes. Whoa, don't do that.
It worked out.
It did. So we're talking about probably one of the best trilogies within Marvel as a whole.
I would go as far to say as the best trilogy.
Yeah,
for Marvel.
You know what? I don't have any qualms with that.
Yeah.
We're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. One of the movies that, like, when it first came out, everybody's like, who
Yeah.
are these guys?
Yeah.
And even a lot, I mean, some comic book fans didn't even know about
Yeah.
Guardians of the
It's
Galaxy.
very
to be honest.
underground.
Yeah, and so the fact that Marvel was like, hey, let's make something out of this. Now, I think they tried to do that with Ant-Man as well. That has not been quite as successful.
No, we saw the graphs like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, we were
the
watching
graphs for Quantumania and Guardians 3. Guardians 3 was doing really, really well, and nobody liked Quantumania.
Yeah. So numbers aren't everything, but sometimes they do.
Numbers
tell you
are a
something.
solid indication to what's going on. in
Yeah,
the market.
so people really like Guardians of the Galaxy. I think you and me like it. Two thumbs up.
Oh yeah.
We give it 6 out of 5 Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So
It includes Gamora.
yeah, we're including her. She's the 6th out of 5. Man, James Gunn, dude.
Oh, yeah.
He knows what the heck he's doing, man.
Oh yeah. That was his baby.
Well, yeah,
Guardians
and that
movies?
was, well, dude, not only that, but you guys surely remember, if you're a full-time movie fan, that Marvel fired James Gunn after Guardians 2 because of somebody brought up they brought up some tweets from like a million years ago.
They weren't even that bad, if I'm being entirely honest.
Yeah, I think most people felt that way, but it's one of those things where there's cultures kind of come up and like, hey man, we just don't joke about certain things, and those were things that way back in the day he joked when people weren't as like, hey, don't joke about that stuff.
Yeah.
And they bringing it back up to current times, and it's just like, look, man.
The way I always explain culture change to people, that usually gets them on like the mindset properly is I used to shit my pants and now I don't because I know better.
Yeah. I'm still working on that one. It just comes right up on you sometimes.
Cancel him
Don't
right now.
cancel me. It happens to the best of us, okay?
Yeah.
Mr. Knees Out boy. Keep those knees
Sorry.
covered.
So sorry.
Puritans.
Puritans on this podcast.
But yeah, dude, James Gunn. I mean, everybody was. I mean, freaking Chris Pratt and Dave Bautista were just like. I mean, I don't even want to work with anybody else if it's not James Gunn. It's gonna be nobody.
It was great, actually. I remember seeing the letters come out.
I did. I love that they were really standing up for him. And
It's like, damn.
I mean, when it comes,
they're
dude,
really doing this.
when it comes to movies, man, here's the thing. You would think by now, and I've said this before, that how long movies have been around, that somebody should have the formula down and like, hey, this is how you make a great movie. And like, these are the things you need. And like, I know all these directors have seen good movies and they know what a good movie takes. So like I always wonder like what is the deal? Why are we getting bad movies a lot? I mean, I think we like I said we were just watching another YouTuber who does movie reviews. Sorry DC, but man, you guys are not doing great.
Yeah.
The new Shazam
Shazam.
movie, like to be honest with you, now to be fair, I haven't seen it. I've only heard, but it did not look like a movie I wanted to watch anyways. And I've heard bad things about it. So it's like, I don't want to waste my time on that. Cause you'll never get those hours back. You know what I'm saying? And so, but for some reason, I don't know if it's just studios just interfering too much, like just stay out of the way sometimes. But like, there are a lot of really bad movies. And that's what I heard that one was.
I've got a review that really sums it up really quickly. I haven't seen it either, but nothing really wrong, just boring, cliche, and boring, and also boring.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would do it.
Yeah, when you're talking about freaking superheroes,
Boring is not a
it
good.
almost writes
good
itself
word.
because you've got people that can do amazing things, fly around, super strength. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, how do you make that boring? Well, I don't know. Ask DC. Now, good thing for DC, they have hired James Gunn, and he's going to be their Kevin Feige. From what I've heard. So that should be good. And I know that you haven't seen this movie yet. And maybe this is maybe for next week because James Gunn did a DC movie, The Suicide Squad, and it is so good. It is one of my favorite movies. In fact, I may just watch it again this week just for fun. Did you watch it yet?
But Suicide Squad won an Oscar.
The first one?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's ridiculous.
No.
The
The Academy? You're gonna go against
wait.
the Academy?
the first
Yes.
Suicide Squad movie?
Yes.
With Will Smith?
Will Smith, Suicide
gosh.
Squad,
You know what?
won an Oscar for best makeup
Okay, I guess.
for Killer Croc.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm not going to watch an inferior movie.
No, don't watch that one. Watch
I know.
the James Gunn one. the
That's
good
what I'm
one.
saying. That one didn't win an Oscar.
Well,
Show me the Oscar for The Suicide Squad and I'll watch it.
no. That's not how things work. Even the Oscars get things wrong, okay? We know this. We've seen it before.
Not this year, but before.
No, yeah, not this year. They did
But
good.
before they.
Yeah, yeah. But the
Genuinely
Suicide Squad is,
things wrong.
dude, I think you would like it better than, well, I don't know. I would want you to see it, dude. You have to see it. So, the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is the final movie that James Gunn is doing for Marvel that we
Yeah.
know of. It's the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy cast as we know it now.
Yeah.
I think they kind of at the end they kind of showed kind of what the team looks like. Star-Lord is now back on Earth. He's chilling for a little bit, it seems. Most of them, a lot of them are going their separate ways.
Yeah. It sets up for a new Guardians team
Yeah.
if they want to, but
Right.
they probably shouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be one of those things where they'll just have cameos in other movies.
Yeah.
Just like Iron Man did after.
Yeah.
He was just there for cameos
much
and
better
stuff
that
like
way.
that. Yeah. I think focusing on like Adam Warlock and maybe his story as he continues to grow should be an interesting one. Hopefully they can bring Nova in as well.
Yeah.
So that should be good. But this movie, I mean, I guess at some point, I think we'll do the other Guardians movies. I think we should.
Oh, yeah. I think so. I also just remembered,
Yeah.
I was trying to remember this the whole time, that I was actually talking to a friend of mine who rivals you in being a Marvel fanatic.
Oh, okay.
And he actually believes that James Gunn being fired from Marvel was an inside job.
Really?
Like it was all planned. Okay, so here's the background for everybody. You ready? This is my specialty, the inside.
Conspiracy theories and inside stories.
So at the same time that James Gunn got fired from Marvel was the same time that Fox was doing the merger with Marvel.
Okay.
And the way that corporate mergers generally go is that you try to keep things as clean and as clear as possible.
Yeah.
And you also try to protect your assets from a hostile takeover from the merger, right? And so James Gunn in the Guardians trilogy, or the Guardians movies, the franchise as it is, being a precious franchise to Marvel, and James Gunn kind of being allowed to do whatever he wants, regardless of what anybody says. My friend believes that Fox doesn't really like James Gunn, and was like, "Hey, we're gonna need you to get rid of him."
But why don't they like James Gunn?
Because he won't follow by their rules. He does what he wants, and he makes them a shit ton of money.
Yeah, and he makes great movies when he does what he wants.
But if you think about it, if you're coming into a place and you're like, I'm going to be the new boss of this, and one of your employees is like, yeah, good luck, I'm not going to listen to you, you'd also probably be like, hey, you need to show him who's boss here. So the idea is that Marvel went to James and said, hey, take a couple years, go do whatever you want. Guardians 3 is yours. And then they staged I don't think they staged, but I think what happened was James Gunn was out, and so Fox was like, great, let's make a Guardians 3 with a new director. And then Marvel was like, guys, you've really got to pull it on this one. You got to tell them no. Because everything was too set up.
But what say does Fox have in Marvel? Like, Guardians of the Galaxy, was that one of their properties? Like, I know they bought Fox, but who cares what they have to say, because it was Disney who bought Fox.
Fox was, from what I understand, was brought in specifically to assist with the Marvel studios. I don't know. And my friend Hunter, I love you so much. He explained this so much better than I did.
Okay.
But it all makes sense. Like, when he puts all the pieces together, it makes a lot of sense. Because usually, and his argument was, usually when somebody gets like fired, right? It's very, very publicly.
Yeah.
And James Gunn did not say anything. He got fired. He disappeared to DC. Did a movie
made a
with DC,
fantastic movie that you haven't seen yet.
Made a movie with DC. Said, "Hey, I'm gonna help y'all out." Went back to Marvel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and now he's DC's guy, which makes me a little sad. But I mean, I think I don't think he wanted to stay on past Guardians anyways. So
I would love to see a Superman that's not an allegory for Jesus.
Yeah. I actually am very excited for DC now that they have James Gunn.
Yeah.
But regarding Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I mean, again, watch the movie first, because it's hard to discuss a movie and avoid spoilers. But like, I mean, this one is, I think, very tonally. It's a lot more serious, and it's a lot more.
Yeah, I like it.
And it's a lot more. I don't want to say dramatic. What's a good word?
It's dark.
Yeah, than the other movies. It's a lot more
it's darker,
very dark themes
real.
As far as regarding Rocket's specific history. The villain in this
his
movie.
His backstory is probably according to Sybil, actually, it is the darkest.
Who's Sybil?
Sybil?
Have you mentioned her on the podcast?
I believe so. My girlfriend Sybil.
There we go.
who also rivals you in being a Marvel fan.
You know what? I'll quote Rocket and say, "There ain't nobody like me but me."
Yeah.
But anyways,
yeah.
She was saying
that it is the darkest backstory in all of Marvel.
Yeah. Oh well, another historic thing: the first F-bomb in Marvel
it was so well placed too.
It was so good.
It was so well placed.
Chris Pratt delivered it like a true professional.
Oh my god! It took me back for a second. And so the rules with swearing in movies, it goes like this: you can have a PG-13 movie that has swear words, right?
Yeah.
You get up to 3 shits, and you get 1 F-bomb, and that's it. Any more than that, rated R.
Yeah.
And so they took the 1.
Yeah, they took the 1.
Went, we're good.
Yeah, it was very good. But yeah, very dark. So this one is basically just, I mean, there was some deep stuff with Rocket in the second one, bro. Dude, I cried, bro. I cried on the second one when him and Yondu were having their thing back and forth, and Yondu was like, what did he say? He said,
You said something
Of
like,
course I know you, boy, because
you're me.
Yeah, because you're me. And I was like, oh, I was like crying. I might tear up right now thinking about it. Just that scene, just the
It's a good
dramatic.
scene.
Because he's like, dude, you all you do is you push people away and you know, because you're afraid of being hurt. And bro, I mean, James Gunn, he's like, he doesn't forget stuff. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Here are my tears for Rocket.
There'll be more, don't worry.
Yeah. So yeah, it plays in that we really get to see just how cruelly he was treated.
Yeah,
I mean,
dark.
Yeah, he was. I mean, experimented on, abused, like, and just. I mean, modified his body in such a way, like, again, he didn't even know. I mean, till the end of this movie, he was denying the fact that he was a raccoon.
Yeah, until he saw it, which was also a great moment.
Yeah, so
I'm an animal person.
Me too.
And the whole time I was like, dude, if this bad guy doesn't get punched in the face like one too many times, if we don't get a Hulk and Loki moment, I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah.
And spoilers, I am so mad.
Dude, it was very easy to hate this guy. I will say this, like, I know I've heard that there's people who, I mean, if you love animals, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's rough. It
is
a rough,
very tough on you to watch some of the scenes in it. But
easiest villain to hate in the whole franchise.
Yeah, I mean, it's as easy as like hating the guys that killed John Wick's dog.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, you don't kill the puppy.
Homeboy like kicks puppies. In his spare time.
No, I mean, he literally just modifies them and tortures them their whole life.
He goes, look, I made this beautiful creation from this small little animal. Kill it.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah.
What?
So it definitely can be a little bit traumatic if you're triggered by those kind of things. Just be warned. But I think it's necessary to understand like the depths of Rocket's. I mean, just his grief and his past. Just to see that. I mean, sometimes those things are important for us to know that, like. I mean, and again, this goes into just humanity itself, right? I mean, of course, everybody wants to put their best foot forward and present themselves in a way that is acceptable, right? But yeah, with this, I mean, it's just in your face. Like, this guy is garbage.
Yeah,
he's a horrible person. He's extremely selfish. He has no care for any of his fellow beings. You know what I mean? And so
that's honestly my biggest gripe with this movie is that
he was too good.
No,
too good being bad.
No, my gripe with him is that he had no like real character, and he does I don't know how much theater training that you've ever had in your life.
Man, absolutely none.
Wonderful. So there's a common, and you'll see it once I say it. You'll see it everywhere. There's a common thing that most male actors do is when they're supposed to be serious and angry, they just start shouting. And
I mean, that can be pretty scary.
It can.
A male
shouting. It can, but it's so cliche and it's not good acting because shouting is just a very visceral reaction to doing something. Yeah. Doesn't have very much emotion behind it if you're just shouting. If you're shouting with a purpose, it makes a difference, which is why when mostly amateur male actors go straight to screaming and shouting, you're like, okay, this he doesn't know what he's doing. And the villain does this quite towards the end of the movie in a moment where I was like, no, he could have been short and pointed, because don't get me wrong, the choices they made, it worked and it was okay.
Yeah.
It was one of the only things that took me out was that the villain was just like, don't care, kick the puppy, squash the little rabbit, shout at everybody, because it could have been as much as like if they just developed it a little bit more and been like, he is for all intents and purposes a scientist.
Yeah.
And he is running experiments and testing his theories on how things work, right? And if he attaches himself completely emotionally from everything, instead of the shouting the fire the cannons, get them, kill them. It could have been fire the cannons. We can't do that. That'll destroy everything.
Yeah.
I didn't ask.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been a much more like, damn, he is willing to go down with the ship to get what he needs.
Yeah.
But it just went to classic evil villain shouting at the sky, "I am God," which it is what it is.
It sounds like a nitpick.
It is. It is quite literally a nitpick.
But I mean, I hear what you're saying.
It was a choice that I would have changed.
I hear that.
Probably like the only one.
Yeah, because I mean, the rest of it is, and as dark as it gets, I love that there's still a lot of goodness when you get to the end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I really so I mean, obviously we get to see Rocket, and throughout we get flashbacks to his history, and I gotta say, dude, I mean, all of his friends,
It's so sad.
Lila, Teef, Floor, are all just like ridiculously cute. And
Yeah.
it's amazing.
And it's so depressing.
It's very, very sad.
So depressing.
But
It explains why Rocket doesn't talk about his past, because it's fucked up.
Yeah, and that's your one for
That's
the
my
episode,
one.
okay?
Yeah. Or rated R.
Yeah, but yeah, and so what I loved about this, I was thinking about this when I was watching the movie. I was like, man, like this is so good, and literally all they're trying to do is just save Rocket. Like,
Yep.
it's not
Yeah.
a crazy. It's not.
I love that.
It's not a crazy like, like Thanos type situation. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a sky beam.
Yeah.
And it's not like the world. It's just like, this is our friend. We are going to do whatever it's going to take to make sure that he survives.
Oh, and the thing that I love so much about this movie, they stick to the mission.
Yes.
There's a point where Star-Lord is standing in front of the big bad guy.
Yeah.
Could do whatever he wants to take the shot at him, do whatever whatever the frick. Sorry, we have only one. And and he goes, "Hey, don't have time for you. Got to go do this thing."
Yeah.
I'm like,
man.
wow.
Yeah.
That's how serious it is.
Well, yeah, because I think that's one thing. This thing's like, when you're that focused on someone that you're trying to help, absolutely. Like, and I think that shows character development for Star-Lord.
Oh, yeah.
He
would have.
He flew off the handle on the first one, flew off the handle on the second one, flew off the handle at Thanos. You know what I mean? And so
It's very pointed in this one.
yeah, and this time he's like, okay,
I can't mess
I
this
need
up.
to control my emotions,
Yeah.
and I need to take care of business first. And then I think, after he handled business, he would have
Oh,
got his-
absolutely. That's what I was
Yeah.
waiting for.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Rocket to do his, "No, I'm a guardian." And
Yeah.
for Star-Lord to go, "Yeah." Just one more.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my
man.
only other nitpick. Just one more punch to the face, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it was, that guy's truly horrendous.
Yeah, he
definitely deserved
absolutely.
a lot worse.
The actor,
He deserved a lot.
great job. The actor did a great job. Nobody harassed him.
Yeah.
The character, though,
Yeah, garbage.
punch him right in the face.
Yeah. And so, man, I just love that. It was like, wow, this is such a great movie. And literally they're just trying to save their friend. And it's so compelling. I mean, I love that it is just so focused on Rocket as being like a core, like he is literally the number 2 to Star-Lord. You know what I'm saying? And so
This whole movie was his rise to leading.
yeah, this was his movie, and I loved it. And another thing that I really loved about, okay, so one of my favorite things in all of the Guardians movies is Drax and Mantis. I mean, they are truly.
They had great moments too.
But what I keep noticing is they keep doing Mantis so dirty, and I love it. Like, I remember, what was it? She was just falling, and she just lands all weird on top of her head or something.
Yeah.
And the way that her legs move backwards, it's just goofy. But like, they keep doing Mantis dirty. Like, I was in the second one, and she gets hit in the head with the rock.
Yeah.
And then Drax, like, after she's already hit, says, "Mantis, look out!" But I love.
They have a great dynamic.
Dude, yeah, Mantis. And,
It's so fun.
Mantis and Drax are some of my favorite characters. They're just so funny as a comic relief, and
They really have like a brother sister thing going on. where they just
Yes,
keep
for
on
sure.
messing with each other.
For sure. And that being said, I know you didn't watch the holiday special, but
No.
it turns out that Mantis is Star-Lord's brother
Yeah,
through Ego.
yeah.
So
I remember that.
yeah, so they revealed that in the holiday special, which was very cool. And
Yeah, they mentioned it a few times.
yeah, and there's cameos as well. Michael Rooker had a cameo in a flashback, and then as Yondu.
Yeah.
And then there was also from the Suicide Squad.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
hopefully you guys need to watch.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he needs to watch.
You told
she
me about
played
this.
yes, because she's amazing. She's gorgeous, and she has amazing accent, and she has beautiful eyes, and she's a great actress. But she plays Ratcatcher 2 in the Suicide Squad, and she's amazing. She was in the movie. She was the one that Peter was trying to turn the charm on to get her to do the thing.
Yeah.
Which
looking
was
at who else
very
was in it.
funny. Her name is Danielle. I
Oh
think.
yeah,
Danielle.
Sylvester Stallone's in here too,
Yep. So,
and Nathan Fillion. I love Nathan Fillion. So does James Gunn.
yes. He's very good at making sure that like the people that he likes that he works with,
Yeah, they're always there.
they're always gonna have work as long as
Always
he's making
there.
movies. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that. He's got good talent.
Oh, we haven't even mentioned Adam Warlock,
Yeah, we haven't. That's true.
he's like the B story villain.
Yeah, I mean, he's just kind of that's another. He's just kind of there.
Yeah.
but that's okay because I was talking to my buddy Clint, and it was
It didn't take me out of it.
no. I was just like, he's just
He's
he's
there.
another dopey
Yeah.
comic relief type of thing. I was like, I was looking for a serious, badass or whatever. And so when he came in, he kind of seemed like that. But then when he started talking, you're just like, what? And so
Yeah.
that was a little bit off-putting, but
His intro was really cool though.
it was
He
very
just shows up, doesn't say a
starts
word.
manhandling everything.
Yeah. It was kind of cool.
Yeah,
And then everything after that was like,
yeah, I mean, he's just kind of, and I was like, I kind of didn't like that, and of course, Clint, the guy that he is, he's always got opinions, which hopefully, dude, I talked to him today.
Who's Clint?
I know,
Have you ever mentioned him before?
Yeah, I mentioned him every episode. He's gonna be, I promise you, he's not going to continue to make me look like a crazy person. He's a real person. He exists. And he's going to be on the podcast.
Everybody just comment that Clint's real. It'll help him. It'll help him.
Yeah.
He goes to therapy twice a week just to talk about the fact that Clint exists.
You know what? And in fact, he does have his own YouTube where he has a Lego and Pokemon YouTube. He hasn't uploaded for a little bit, but you know what? It's called Mudkips and Bricks. If you want to, full-time movie fans, go harass him on his own
I'm doing it right
YouTube
now.
page. Leave a comment and say, hey, bro, when are you going to be on Full-Time Movie Fans? Please go do that because he needs to come on here. He's always got some really great takes. But when I was talking with him about it, because I talk with him about all the movies that I watch pretty much, and he mentioned that, you know what? She mentioned that he was taken out of the pod early, and so he's very childish. He just needs time to grow up a little bit now that he's kind of out and about. And I was kind of like, yeah, I'm cool with that as long as the next time we see Adam Warlock, he actually is going to be, not just the dopey kind of comic relief type. But I think Will Poulter's a great choice. I think there's a lot of potential there. You know what I'm saying? Adam Warlock is definitely like a beloved.
I did it.
Nice. Yeah, his channel's called Mudkips and Bricks. Like and subscribe, and on his channel as well. But also harass him and tell him that he needs to be on Full-Time Movie Fans ASAP because it's getting
has to.
Yeah, because it's kind of annoying that he hasn't been on yet. Because he's got great takes and he is a Full-Time Movie fan. So that being said, Adam Warlock, I think he's gonna. I think I'm excited to see
He'll
what
probably
they do with
come
this
back
character.
to do something. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that Adam Warlock was one of the original Guardians of the Galaxy, which is why he was put into this.
We'll have to. I don't know.
I know at some point he is actually a Guardian of the Galaxy in the comics,
Yeah.
but I think he's
Someone fact check that. I don't know if he is.
I'm
I
gonna
think
fact
he was,
check it myself.
I think he was definitely. I know he was very involved with Thanos and the Infinity Stones. I know that because he had
Yeah.
the gem in his head was supposed to be the Soul Stone in the comics, but somebody he said, put in the comments section like if you know more about the comic book situation than we might. There's also another comics book. I'll shout out a guy I watch on comics while I'm here. He does Comics Explained.
There's so many.
He's
Okay,
so good.
so we have the original Guardians,
I think Nebula's in the original.
Yondu,
Yeah,
Major Victory, Martinex,
I don't know anything.
Charlie 27, Starhawk, which is not Star-Lord. In fact, Stakar Ogard is his name, and I think that was. Hold on. I saw it here. Yeah, that was Sylvester Stallone's character in the movie, which is kind of fun. Nikki, whoever Nikki is.
Wow, that's a pretty normal.
Oleta Ogard, Replica, Talon, Yellow Jacket, and Gina Drake. So literally, none of them.
What year was that comic?
That is 1969. And it was just the first four in 1969, and then Starhawk joined in 75. So this goes all the way up to 1993, and then 2014 was when the last person of the original group joined.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, there you have it. Take that, Comics Explained. We got the facts over here too. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. Dude, he's a Rob over at Comics Explained. I love getting. I got a lot of my comic book knowledge from him. But
How did all of these characters come together? Whatever. We'll figure this out. If somebody will have a comment that'll explain. It'll be like a 18-page essay.
And we will read
they
it.
got together.
We promise.
I would, yeah. I would.
We'll read it. And
Yeah, this is weird.
and we thank you for your service in advance.
None of these characters look like real names.
So that being said,
But yeah,
Adam Warlock is fine. Yondu is the original cast, so that's cool.
Adam Warlock was not.
Dude, I
reference.
will say this for Yondu. I also in the second movie cried when he was like, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." I was like, oh,
I do love
dude,
Yondu.
I cried. I was like, dude,
I did love
such a
Yondu.
great line.
I remember watching Guardians 2, and I was like, who is this guy?
Oh, it was.
And then by the end of it, I was like, he's gone.
I know. Well, it was that line, and the line was like, he was like, "You look like Mary Poppins." He's like, "Is he cool?" He was like, "Yeah, he's cool." I was like, oh,
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
that was so freaking sweet. Loved it.
It was so
loved
good.
it. But
Good movie.
But yeah, when it comes to this one, I think there was a lot of cool, interesting stuff too with Gamora. I really, honestly, I loved what they did with Gamora.
Yeah.
I think like everybody,
Such cringy moments
I think
with Peter.
yes, but you know what? I think it's I think it's funny. Actually, hold on, before I get to that. Sorry, as I organize my thoughts live. No, I will say that I think I won't speak for everybody. I personally kind of wanted like there to be some kind of moment where her and Peter reconnect. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people wanted
I feel
that.
like they kind of did.
Well, I yes and no. Like I mean, in the sense of like,
Oh, yeah.
they get back together and they
Oh.
start over. You know what I mean? Their relationship. And so, but I actually love the way that James Gunn did it. And it's just like, you know what? They, even though Star-Lord Peter Quill has all these memories with Gamora, it's not his Gamora. And now he has to understand that this is a different person with a different memories and a different life.
Completely different life.
And so just watching him have to go through it, what's so funny. Now here's the funny part. Sorry, dude, please forgive. This may be a little bit too personal. But like me and Clint, as we were talking about this, we joked because of just some things in my past recently. How I was responding. I was like, we were talking. I was like, yeah, dude. I was like watching Star Lord just like fawning over Gamora. It's like, bro, let her go, chill. Like, and he was just like, every time he would see her, he'd bring it up and just make things worse. I was like, who would do that, bro? Like, that's so unrealistic. And my Franklin was like, yeah, right. And we were talking about me because actually that's very realistic. And I know those feels.
And
directly.
you got to experience it.
Yeah, and then I got to see myself on screen through Peter Quill being cringy and like, bro, let it go.
We've all been there.
Okay.
Just to let you know, we've all been there.
Good. I'm glad I'm not alone in this. Comment and describe if you haven't been through that and you're just better than everybody.
Yeah, fair.
But
so it's so
it's
hard. They're hard to watch moments.
They are so hard, and it's just like, bro,
no, stop, dude, stop, please.
Don't bring it up. Oh, there he goes, he's bringing it up, and it's like,
and it's every time too.
Yeah,
and it's every single time.
Yeah, and I definitely,
and it's not subtle, and it's not smooth.
It definitely was.
There's a lot of moments where he could have been like, my Gamora would have never done that, but he was like, the Gamora that I loved, that you could be if you wanted to, would never do something like that unless it's you and you wanted to, and in that case, that'd be fine too. Yeah, you're like, dude, come on.
But I think it was so good, like, to just have her be like old Gamora, like I'm the one of the deadliest assassins in the universe, and like, and she was just like, you are not my family, like these guys are my family, you know what I'm saying? And there were good moments, you know what I mean? She got to see like how much the Guardians themselves, like, they all loved each other, and Villain, Rocket, and just everybody, and you could tell that she was kind of like, wow, okay, I kind of get it, these are good people, and even Peter's a good person. But at the end, when everybody's group hugging, she just kind of walks off. Dude, I mean, just something so small like that, I loved it. She's like, you know what, I'm gonna go be with my family.
She's like, this isn't my place.
And so but she did, but there was, like you said, a little bit of a connection, a little bit more understanding, a little bit where I think where she was thinking when Peter was saying all those things, I think that after being with them for a little bit and being around them, she is more inclined to believe that what he's saying is true, and that, hey, maybe there was a part of me or a version of me that actually did love this guy and these people, because she saw how much love they had for each other, you know what I mean? And so, but anyways, it also creates one of the funniest moments too as well, when she was like, I don't know why you're talking about me. Well, it sounds like you're talking about her, Nebula. Yeah. And then he just kind of looks over her like, oh, maybe. Yeah. He's just like, it was like,
I never noticed how black your eyes are.
She's like, stop doing that. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. He picked out a beautiful pair. But yeah, there was a little Among Us. I think
there was
Easter egg. I mean, they with the colors, of course. The bit with the microphones and he's talking to Gamora and everybody's listening was really good.
Another one of those. Come on, dude, please. I did like his fake out in the big weird fleshy planet, where he was like, just if you can get me into the PA system and I can just speak from my heart. And she was like, okay, you're Ron. He's like, yeah, I'm not that stupid. I was like, oh, okay. Yep. He's still okay.
Yeah.
Good, good to know.
He's still himself. You know what I mean?
Objective number one was always get Rocket. Yeah. And it is a very brutal movie. Very brutal movie.
What is your favorite scene in the movie? I want to know. I want to know from you guys too, but very currently, I would like to know, Michael, my co-host, what was your favorite scene in the movie? Do you even have one? Does such a thing exist? I know I'm putting you on the spot here.
It was the car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like the moment that people will think of from now on, of like, what is the Guardians of the Galaxy? It's that moment. It's they're on this weird planet that's about to be exploded because this weird intergalactic scientist thinks that he's a god, and they're not even after him. They're just after information, after traveling to multiple places and destroying multiple places and have whatever you say, and they can't get the car door open. Like that's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that is, for sure. I think.
While their friend's dying on a table inside of their spaceship, they can't get a car door open.
Well, that's why he dropped that F-bomb, because he was like,
Right.
come on, we gotta
Get
go.
in.
Hurry up. You know, I would have to say that there's two moments. I really loved where Rocket was getting, the affirmation and Peter was handing over the reins to Rocket.
Yeah.
That moment was really, I think it was just, a good tender moment, and seeing Rocket kind of like be the main guy now on the team. He was definitely able to do that, and that was him in some ways getting his dream to travel the world, travel the universe and the galaxy with his friends.
Yeah.
Be in a spaceship, travel the galaxy. And so I love that moment, but it's the moment that's kind of what you were saying, where it was just satisfactory, is just watching little Rocket just scratch his face into a million shreds. That was, I was like, absolutely.
And knowing that he had to live with that.
Oh,
that was a good thing to.
So I did like that too. I mean, it was just
I have
just
another,
sweet. Him getting all the
another
animals.
moment. Yeah, I was gonna say it's the Rocket, come on, we gotta go, and he goes, we gotta save them, and he goes, save who? The rest of them.
Yeah. Yep.
It was a very sweet moment.
Yes, I absolutely love that. Getting all the animals into and stuff like that.
I do remember sitting there and I was like, come on, you can't leave all the animals. Please. Please don't. And they were like, we got to get all intelligent life out. And Rocket just grabbing all the little babies.
Yeah, as many of the little baby.
It was so sweet.
Yeah, love that. Love it.
And I'm happy that none of the little babies died.
Of course.
Because I was very concerned about that.
Yeah, well, except for Lila and Teefs and Floor.
Yeah, well, none of them in present day.
Oh my
died.
Gosh. Just thinking about that, that's the cutest thing ever. They're just coming up, giving themselves names.
Yeah.
Lila has an
actual name.
And then
Teefs picks Teefs because he has the biggest ones.
And then Floor's like, just because she's laying on the floor right now. I was like, that's so funny. But when I first saw them though, I was like, dude, they look like the things that from Toy Story Sid built. His creations. I was like,
which
oh my gosh, especially Floor.
Very bad. Really sad.
Yeah, because I mean, I think that's kind of that you could even draw parallels to that.
Yeah.
He's just a messed up kid who's just like creating abominations indiscriminately.
I never wanted to punch Sid in the face, but
really,
yeah. He was a bit weird.
He's punchable. He's punchable.
He is punchable, but I've never been. Look, you put me in a room with Sid and the High Evolutionary, and the High Evolutionary is gonna have some broken fists in his mouth. That's what he's gonna have.
Of course, I mean,
and Sid, I'm gonna have Sid join in.
When you compare who's worse, for sure, it's the High Evolutionary. But I mean, he's pretty sadistic. I think that.
I'm not a violent person, for reference. I just sometimes
justice needs to be served.
Yeah, a little bit of street justice is warranted. If I saw somebody like kicking a puppy in the middle of the street, I'm not a violent person, but that person would be eating pavement.
So
that's not okay.
So just let the animals take themselves out.
Yeah,
you're supposed to say, God willing. That was
God. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Let's do it again.
Day.
Do it again.
So just let the animals take themselves out.
God willing.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think that's what he says. The line could be wrong. I know somebody's going to know the line better than me,
it's okay.
Than us, and they're going to be like, "Oh, actually, it says," because if you watch because that was a great movie, Training Day. So that was a Training Day reference.
That was a fun one for sure.
Yeah.
Nobody in that movie particularly punchable.
I think Lonzo deserved everything he got at the end.
Oh, well, yeah. But again, I wasn't sitting there going, somebody better punch him in the face. I just need one.
Dude, he's so bad, but you kind of still like him.
Yeah. It's not like Loki in the first Avengers where I was like, come on, dude, you're being kind of a prick. And then Hulk goes.
Yeah. That was,
and you're like, yeah, that's good.
That was definitely
very nice.
that movie. So yeah, I mean, as far as like movies go, I mean, the thing is, usually when you're dealing with movies like this, like the last one in a trilogy, usually quality goes down a little bit. But I've got to say, dude, it's hard to rank these if I had to. Which one's the best? You know what I'm saying, for the first, second, or third? Because they're, to be
Yeah,
honest
they're all
with you,
very different.
they're very different, but they're all so good.
Yeah.
In different ways, different tones.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this one for sure is the heaviest and the deepest one, by far.
No intergalactic threats. Just,
Nope.
Just that's what I liked. Is like
Just space
10 minutes
buddies wanting
in,
to help out their friend.
like 10 minutes in or whatever. Rocket's on his deathbed, and I went, "Oh, this is gonna be the whole movie."
Yeah,
I
and
was
then,
like, and that's awesome.
dude, do you remember in the ending where after everything gets set up, the High Evolution, he had that last trump card and blew everybody up, and they all died?
Yeah.
That was the worst, guys. Everybody from the Guardians of the Galaxy dead. It was. I would not have ended it that way for the Guardians.
Yeah, me either.
James Gunn.
Hey, he didn't want anyone else to have it,
Yeah, and nobody's gonna use these guys again. No. That's not how it went. Watch the movie,
Groot.
dude.
So
they call him. I think they call him
King
King
Groot.
Groot.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He looked.
I was
He
like,
ain't cool.
bro has not missed a day of lifting.
Yeah, he definitely. I think his.
Big Groot's my favorite Groot.
I definitely think in Groot's case, his bite is a lot worse than his bark.
Oh yeah, very good, very funny.
Get it? Because he's a tree
He's a tree.
and he has tree bark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a moment at the end of the movie that you and we both sat in theaters and we were like, ah, because we hear Groot say, "I love you guys," and I was
Yes.
like,
It was pretty jarring. And look, you know what I gotta say? I appreciate you bringing that up.
yes, yeah,
Because-
it's important to know.
Yeah, because
For context.
and here's the thing. My friend Clint, who is a real person, we were talking today because again, I tried to get him to come on the podcast for this episode, and he had something else going on, or so he says. No, I'm just kidding. No, he had a family birthday that he was doing this afternoon. So,
Why didn't you bring him?
well, I don't know. We'll just have to ask him when he finally comes on. Please go
I'll make
bother him
notes.
on his channel,
I'll make
Mud
notes.
Kips and Bricks, please. But
Birthdays are more important than friendship.
no, don't do that. But anyways, this is something that after we had seen it together, because we saw it together, we both talked about it, and it was like, yeah, that was a little jarring. That was kind of weird. And when I talked to Clint later that night or the next day, he mentioned, he's like, bro, he's like, here's what he said to me. He said, I'm gonna tell you why that is a perfect moment. And he said, here's what you gotta understand. Like, this whole time we're being introduced to his family. This is their story from start to finish, how they came together in the first one and how they're ending things mostly at the end of this last one. And he said, even throughout the movie, you see Gamora. She's like, what are you even saying? Like,
I heard you.
yeah, she's hearing the I am Groot. She's
Yeah.
not hearing what he means.
Yeah.
Right. And so at the end of it, what my friend Clint said was like, this was James Gunn's way of saying, hey, like, everybody in his family understands what he's saying. And you guys, the fans, the viewers, are part of the family. So it's not that he actually said, I love you guys.
Yeah.
It's just that now that we're all family and we've gone on this journey together, we can understand what he means by when he says, I am Groot. Which was, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the fact that he loved them and that he loves us, and James Gunn loves us, and that we're a part of his extended family through this medium, through movies, which is what I love about movies. It connects people. It explains and shares human emotions, human experiences, some realistic, some not.
Yeah.
Like, like Peter Quill's grief over Gamora and how he's handling that. Completely not real.
Yeah.
And things that are more real, like animal abuse. No, they're both very real, but animal abuse is horrible. Don't ever let me catch you abusing an animal.
Bite the curb.
Yeah, you're gonna get in trouble.
Hit a puppy, bite the curb.
Animals are the sweetest things ever. And
They will
deserve
call
all
me
love
the
and
first
care.
Avenger.
You know what? Groot will come after you, as well as Rocket, and they will.
Guard this galaxy, baby. They'll do it.
They'll guard the animals in the galaxy from you forever. But yeah, that was a cool thing. And I told Clint I would give him credit. He said that, and then he said a few days later that was something that even James Gunn confirmed.
Yeah, I did see that
on
too.
Twitter. So I'm not
Like,
on
oh,
social
okay.
yet. So he did confirm that. So congrats, Clint. You know stuff about James Gunn and movies.
Still took me out of it for a moment. Where I was like,
It was
what?
a little bit jarring, but once Clint explained to me, I was like, dude, that makes a lot of sense, and I was like, I get it, and I also thought that was a sweet thing for James Gunn to do.
And we got our big Bollywood dance number at the end of the movie.
Yes, we need more Bollywood.
I will say I have never wept so quietly to Florence and the Machine.
First time for everything.
Yeah.
So.
And that acoustic rendition of Creep at the beginning. Both were very, very good picks.
I mean, it's James. I mean,
It sets the tone.
James
well.
Gunn. Like when it comes to music in his movies, like this guy is he doesn't miss. He's like
Yeah.
he knows what he's doing. He knows how to. I mean, I think he like just the music plays a huge part in his movie making process.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw even some interviews with Chris and James on the press tours and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool. He was saying how James was a lot more strict early on about his script, and as the movies have gone on, he's been a little bit more open to improvisations and things like that.
Because people know the characters better now.
Yeah, and they're all a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
And James is a little bit more. He's a little bit less heavy-handed on like it needs to be done this exact way. He's a little bit more open with it too. So, you know, I think that's great. I mean, he looked great in the interviews. He's got his hair dyed all white and his facial hair. I might do the same thing. Most of my hair is turning white already, anyways.
Did you see? There was a clip online of some behind the scenes of the movie.
Yeah.
Where they showed the Chris Pratt that Karen Gillan was carrying at like the first like 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
It's a 15-pound Chris Pratt, 1-for-1 scale. It looked so creepily like him.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most impressive things that I think I've seen. I was like, somebody like lifted it up with one hand and was like spinning it around. I was like, what's going on? And Chris was like, do I look like that? Is that actually what I look like?
Well, yeah, and then they said that James Gunn for a long time just had it in his office.
That's
like,
really funny.
And then people would come in and
really
just be
funny.
like, oh, they like would get freaked out.
Yeah,
that,
don't worry, he's sleeping.
oh man, dude, James Gunn. If you ever want to just make some small YouTubers' life, hit us up, dude. We'd love to pick your brain about movie making and your process, and just how did you get so talented and handsome? What does it take to make incredible movies all the time and almost never miss?
Yeah.
Tell us how you feel about Michael never seeing the Suicide Squad and comparing it to the first one at all in any way.
Tell me how you feel about my critique of the High Evolutionary, and the fact that nobody punched him. I want
What do you
I
have
want
to
the answer
say
to
to
both
that?
of those. I mean, they did punch him. To be fair, there was
Yeah.
like everyone was throwing him around for a little bit, but there was not like one quiet like last punch, and I really want to know why you didn't do that.
Please tell us. We'd love to chat with you. Give us a call, even we will take that, man. But you know,
I'll come to you.
Yeah, I want to say, yeah, we will. I want to say, like, dude, you're awesome. Anybody in the comment section, if you know James Gunn, tag him. Let him know.
At James Gunn YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I mean, just fantastic movie. I think even you said that this was kind of like a middle finger to Marvel for firing him, because like he's just so good.
Absolutely.
He's made three of some of the best movies in all of Marvel
He's also
up to this point. So
another thing that my friend Hunter and I were talking about is that most of the early Marvel directors, the big ones like Joss Whedon and
Jon
Favreau,
Russo brothers.
yeah, they're all gone. Like, I'm sure they had the option to be in another one. They left.
Yeah.
James Gunn is the last one,
Yeah.
and for probably good reason. He's
Save the
very
best for
good at
last.
it. Yeah, he's
Save the best
very
for
good
last.
at it. I don't know. I love Jon Favreau.
Dude, Jon Favreau's amazing. What
love
he's doing
Jon
with the
Favreau.
Mandalorian. Oh my gosh. He was getting pissed because what's your name keeps trying to tell him what to do, and he's just like, I'm gonna do this my way, or I'm not working at all. And you know what? I think, look, we talked about this early, so we're coming full circle here. I think it's great that like directors are just kind of like, hey, look, I'm gonna do it my way, because I think that when they do that, I mean, obviously you're gonna have some flops, but like for the most part, at least let them flop on their own and it not be the studio's fault. Because again, I have strong suspicions that a lot of the reasons DC sucks is because the studio's notes, and they're always like trying to change it. Oh, we want this, we want that.
It's happening with Marvel too. If you notice, they're hiring a lot of newer directors because newer directors don't know how to put their foot down yet.
Yeah, they're a little bit more pliable, I guess.
Yeah.
And so
The executives go, "Hey, I think it'd be a great idea if you do this," and they go, "Yeah, I'll make it work." Instead of going, "No, you're stupid," and you have the money part, right? You keep doing the money thing. I'll keep doing the creative, making your money part.
yeah,
Sound good? Which is,
I think Taika Waititi was a good one. I think he was a good choice.
yeah,
I think he's great.
But it apparently seemed like he was just throwing money around on the last Thor movie.
Man, I just think he's
Just for fun.
I think he's a little bit so the kind of person I am. I'm not. Look, I can be a planner, but in my everyday life, I'm just kind of like, chill, fly by the seat of my pants kind of thing. Spontaneous. I think that's just Taika Waititi. He's just kind of like, if he has an idea in the moment, he's going to try to do it, and then he'll have like 15 ideas, and maybe he'll try all of them, and he'll just pick the one he likes, or he'll pick none of them, or
It's either that or he likely had a contract with them to do it and then wouldn't give him control over the last one. So we went, great, I'm going to burn the ship.
no.
It was one of the two.
Case. I think that was what. Now we're getting into some other stuff. We'll end this episode here, but I think that's what. I don't. Did you see the last Matrix movie?
Yeah.
Dude, that one was a real like.
Just Resurrection or whatever.
Yeah, it was. That one was the real like. I'm only doing this because you guys are forcing me to make this movie.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be good, and it's going to be meta, and I'm going to use a lot of footage from the old movies. So, because she did not want to make that movie. So, but anyways, guys.
What's your favorite scene from the Emoji Movie?
From the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I guess, as always, like, watch the movie. We'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you for joining and hanging out with us. If you want to see more, I mean, like and subscribe. Obviously, ring the bell so that you'll know when we have uploads. Yeah, man, we're gonna keep making these videos, and hopefully you'll keep hanging out. Tell us what you liked, didn't like about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Was it your favorite of the trilogy? Is it your least favorite? I don't know. Just tell us what you think. We want to interact with you guys. I think later on down the line, we've got some ideas we've already talked about of other ways we can interact with y'all. We wanna kind of have that, ASMR.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. You know what it is. All right. Have a good one. As always, I hope your day is everything you dreamed of being more. Bye.
Cut. All right. So you.
Hey, full-time movie fans, thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you had a good time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. We want to hang out and discuss the movie with you. So don't forget to do that below. Have a good one. I hope your day is everything you dreamed of being more.